blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hola, hola, hola. Hey, humans. How are you? Welcome to SXP MetaMorphosis 365, and we're going to have some great conversation today. Looking forward to it, but of course, always first with the gratitude. Thank you so much to Blast Music 247 for having me and allowing me to be family. It's been amazing so far. Hey, partner. And also my adult in the corner, my guy in the chair, Troy Saha. Thank you so much, Sweet, for being the adult in the room so I can do what I do as an adult. So I appreciate you greatly. And my sunshine, mwah, where you at? Thank you for the introduction. Grateful. So today we're going to have that conversation, you guys. Who, what's, and whys of you. And I thought it was about that time to have this kind of conversation because I saw something amazing that Mr. Troy Saha, our Veep, showed me. So with that, let me go ahead and say he's joining us for the conversation today. I'm quite excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, the awesome and the amazing and the incredible adults, the man in the chair, Troy Saha. Join me, please.
Oh boy, that's a little more than I needed, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, it's the truth. And you have on a black t-shirt?
Oh yeah, representing always, branded always.
Right over there.
Yes,
it would
indeed.
be so amazing if we could reach into the and just tap like that lady. Okay, anyway, random thoughts. So you shared a video last week, and it was such a strong impact for me to hear that. And I think it might be old, it may have been something I heard before, but you know how it is when you hear stuff, it has new meaning and new reminders. There's different points at every time. So I believe in going through things again and again and again. And speaking of again, I would like to watch that video again. Can you play that just so that everyone else is on the same page that we are on? In the meantime, say, hey, viewers, how are you? Do me a favor, make sure you're sharing this podcast out on your private medias, your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Wakanda Forever page, all that. And let's invite people to this conversation because this one's important. Go ahead, Troy.
Here we go.
People know that I do comedy, but that's what I do. My why is to inspire people to walk in purpose. So I can do comedy, I can write books, I can be in a movie, because all of it is motivated by my why. And in the middle of my comedy set sometime, I'll stop and just talk to my audience. And we've been filming this, and it's pretty cool. So you're a musical director? Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me get a couple bars of like Amazing Grace. Can you do the first part of that? Go ahead.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Wow. That bro could sing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, what you give me the version is if your uncle just got out of jail, you got shot in the back when you was a kid. I'm just saying, let me see the hood version real quick, if you know which version I'm talking about. Just see if that exists. Let me see what you got.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I'm fine, was blind, but now I see.
Here's what I want you to catch. The first time I asked him to sing, he knew what he was doing. The second time, he knew why he was doing it. When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
Man,
Yo,
it don't get old. I don't know how many times I've seen it. It don't get old.
I could do it again and again and again. That man has such a beautiful voice, and I thought it was important to slow down. Like we consume. Scrolling is consumption. You know, that addiction. You got to feed it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you cross something this profound, I think it warrants and merits a moment. So I would like to give this clip a moment and some conversation behind it. What was the first things that they kind of came to being in your mind while watching that?
Like you said, he was just doing what he normally does. He's a music director.
Yeah.
But when the experiences, let's say hardships or whatever, and he still knew to look up, regardless of his struggles, that he sang with so much passion. It gives me goosebumps just talk about it. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So for me, how it occurred to me was in another feeling box, if you will. It hit me with the purpose end of things. Like when you know why you're doing a thing, and it immediately, because this is how my mind works, tossed me off into why people work the jobs that they work, why people marry or choose the relationships with the people that they choose. Why does a person who are you? Like, who are you? And it opened up that space. When I got to that point of who are you, it made me feel the like in the spirit, I could feel the lost feeling for people who get to that point and they're like, okay, who am I? I have been doing all of the things that I was told to do. I've been living an instructed life. But how has that worked out? You know, like literally, and I felt that way. And I figured we could have this kind of conversation. And I sent you a couple of questions, so maybe that's a wonderful place to start, and we'll talk through that. You comfortable?
Sure. I'll be honest with you. They'll be fresh. So let's just jump in.
Absolutely, because I do not believe in over preparing guests. That to me kills the conversation. I want to have a conversation. So,
No, I'm with it.
Forward and a lot. Let's go. So the question I said was, what did you want to be when you grew up? Because I think that's kind of the first heavy influence that we get from our parents. My opinion. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what did you want to be when you grew up?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not too far off from where I am.
Okay.
I actually wanted to be a computer designer, like for games. I was a gamer all my life.
Okay.
But I'm in the IT field, so I'm in the ballpark. I'm not too far off.
What prevented you from pursuing gaming?
Well, at the time when I started, it was a hard field to go after because, I mean, now it's easy to be a game designer because there's schools and everything for it. Mind you, I'm a lot older than most, so IT at that time was, what was it called? It was called Spreadsheet, Database 1, 2, 3, and word processing. Yeah, I told on myself. So I basically, out of just not really knowing where to go, I did go into the technical field, but it wasn't necessarily specifically what I wanted.
Okay, and that's fair. And I shared this with Troy in a text message, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. I have to laugh because I was thinking, I'm like, all right, what did I want to be when I was a kid? There's several things that come to mind, including a unicorn and a princess. I was definitely on those thoughts. But dude, I wanted to be a boy. I wanted to be a boy at one point when I was a kid. Now we all freaking know that, and of course, rightly so. My parents stepped in and was like, yeah, darling, that's not how this works. You don't grow up and become a boy. It's just not done. And I'll tell on myself, in my time, in my growing up, it's just not done. I understand that nowadays it's looking a little bit different, but I stand where I stand. So, but I remember, I remember the freedoms that my brothers had that I did not, and the roles and the tasks and the demands. So I was like, this is trash. I want to be a boy so I can do all those other things. But it's and I say rightly so. I was rightly guided in my direction, my feminine direction. I'm gonna leave it like that. I can say that in other means, like I love music. I think I love music more than anything short of God. Like literally, music is my aeroplane, and I fancied the idea of being a singer. Oh man, I love the idea of it. Fancied it, the whole nine of it. But when I would be singing, I would get those pew 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 pews in the house, because certain people didn't want to hear all that noise. Literally the words. I don't hear all that noise. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And I had someone who was actually stoking the fire, like sing this, sing this, sing this, sing this. And I loved it, but I moved away from it. Now, yeah, in the same way that you mentioned that you're in the ballpark, I'm in the ballpark because I'm a freaking public speaker. You know what I mean? And I do spoken word. So I am constantly using my voice, but I can say that I do have that I want still. Do you still have your I want in place as far as gaming, or are you past it?
Oh, no. There's some things that I would either like to contribute ideas, which I do that now, to gaming companies, and I do reviews of gaming. So, and as you know, after this show, there's a nerd podcast where we talk about gaming and all that stuff. So I still celebrate my first love, if you will, even though I may not be truly where I thought I would be as a child. Yeah. But I have no regrets though. None.
Fair enough. And I gotta say that the work and the impact that I have now, I'm sure I would have had the level of impact and but I don't know. Well, I don't know. So we'll probably just leave it at that. I wonder what the words would have been, and would they have been as impactful as the words I have now. But that pushed me into the second thought. The reminders, like, why aren't we reminded that we don't have to abandon us? And I kind of, that conversation with being a kid, I don't know. I'm not going to assume that was the same in your household. Were you ever told what you could or could not do or be?
To be honest, as I think about it, I don't really feel it was either pushed or taken away.
Good.
Encouraged or discouraged. Okay. But I've always had a very creative mind, and even to this day, thank God, my creativity still, I'm always stirring that pot. And ideas, most of these podcasts, some of them, the ideas were mine.
Oh, cool.
And some of the some of the video creations were based on my creativity of putting it together. Okay. And the logo was designed by me, Blast. My daughter actually did the shirt. So shout out to my kid picking up my jeans.
That's so creative kids. How are you handling it with your daughter? Are you having these kind of conversations with her? Like, when you grow up, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I never had that idea because she was one of those kids like her mama. She knew what she wanted, when she wanted, and how she wanted it. She was one of those.
Okay, good.
And when she started doing her little Etsy custom made, graph stuff that she would do, like she didn't do this, but like cups that are designed, t-shirts and stuff like that. I flagged, or I waved the flames. I encouraged it. I even co-signed with it, where, to help her to excel her business because I wanted to encourage her that she can do it. But she did feel the bug that business does not grow as fast as desire. So she's still, just like me, 9 to 5 in it. So it is what it is.
How old is she?
No problem. She's 23. She'll be 24. Oh, I lied. She's 24. She just turned 24 on the 26th of June.
Okay. Awesome. That's so cool. Like I love that she had that experience with you, and I love that you let her bloom. Like she had a desire, and you didn't push to alter her desire. And what came up for me was I remember a lot of those questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? And it was massive, and it was continual because I was excelling at particular rates, right? And that kind of draws attention. So then here comes the pressure. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? And what was not communicated along the way, my opinion, was the why of it. Like, why did I need to abandon me? Who do I want to be when I grow up? But it was made clear that who I was not full. Who I was not enough, clearly, because I was being demanded to become. What do you want to be? And it's such a it's so innocuous, right? It's such a simple thing because we've made it habitual. You know what I mean? It is a habitual conversation. We're having it in preschool, we're having it in middle school, high school, college, jobs and more jobs, entrepreneurship. Like the question doesn't disappear. So it's very much a part of our culture. And at the same time, I feel like we've failed to help people focus on the being that they already are. And I think that's what I feel like Michael Jr., in a broad stroke, because I am an artist and I can, but in a broad stroke, I believe that clip spoke to that moment, like spoke to the moment of being, like being who you are, being connected and feeling, not just doing stuff for the sake of doing it, because it's who you are, choir director, and what you do, sing. Like how often is it? And I'm not saying the man's his first song was empty. I'm not saying that, but you know what I am saying? I am saying that somebody else wrote it, right? I am saying that he learned the words and then he repeated it, so regurgitated it in a nice way, in a nice stoic manner at that, you know, like very proper, very acceptable, flatline kind of thing. But then when he took it and put himself into it, when he made it his own, that's when we could feel a little life on it. Me personally, I don't know, was that your feeling as well, or is it just me?
No, I co-sign what you're saying 2,000%. I actually wanted to speak on what you're saying. Blast was not my vision. That was the president who's in Dallas, Texas. I'm the VP, vice president. When we launched, we only had the website. As I became a part of it, as I started letting whatever the good Lord gave me and my creativity, the podcast was born. Just one. Then podcasts came. And here we are. We were at one point 18 podcasts a week. Ooh. So it just shows you what happens. And then we got a radio station. And I mean, it's constantly expanding and growing. But I'm not going to try to toot my horn. I do have a lot of creative people around me. So that iron sharpened iron, you know, we're rubbing on each other and causing all kind of excitement and magic happen. So ideas happen because of it.
Well, I'm gonna toot your horn.
Okay, thank you.
It's like for real.
Better someone else than me. That's why I'm that's just me. I personally keep myself grounded. That's just how I roll.
Well, here I come to blow smoke up your butt. No, not literally. But seriously, you are an amazing in what you do. I'm telling you, to be able to handle the podcast, like to be able to give to the people what I need to give them. My question is always to God, what do you want your people to know? What words do I need to speak that's going to be solved for your people? And I'm focused there. Having you here to focus on all the other stuff, it helps me stay in my lane. And I don't know how it is for everybody else, but it helps me stay in the vein of connection and spirit where I can hear and I can deliver what I need to deliver. And that happens because you are there, beast mode in you. So thank you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful to you. Very, very grateful to you.
It's an honor to know that what I give gives people that flexibility to pour out and to give back to the community. I'm just like my man being a song director, I'm just being a podcast producer. And in that, the platform is already prepared and ready for you to deliver whatever you got on your heart. And that's how we all work together.
So I'm about to be nosy just a little bit.
Sure,
So
go ahead.
what you said was that when you first started, it was just the website, and
Right.
you pulled in the podcast. Was it that podcasting was something you were curious or passionate about? What happened?
None even.
Not even. Okay.
We launched, we started in 2019 during the pandemic.
Sure.
In 2020, we launched a website. About less than a year, we're like, nobody's coming because nobody knows who we are. So let's create a podcast. That's the idea. So me, with myself, Elliot Jackson, who is the president, my man Gooch came along later, who was also a third member. We would do our show every night at Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we just started building from there. Another idea and another idea and another podcast, and another person wanted a podcast. You see people come and go, pruning, learning, growing, developing, expanding. And 3 years later, here we are and still doing our thing.
Well, that's beautiful. And I guess you had to wait 3 years for me to come along. I don't know. Just say. Because I was running for about 3 years. I was booking it. Do a podcast. Nope. Do a podcast. Because I was doing everything else. But just the timing of it. And it's funny because I did know that it was for me to do. Like, I already knew I could feel the press of needing to do something. And like the week before, Sunshine had slid that smooth comment. And apparently there was some plot going on between you and her.
It was her.
You weren't giving me. I had an experience. So, I do the women's events. And for 3 days, so we're in there, I'm doing, and this is in the vein of what we're talking about, the who you're supposed to be type of conversation. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like what I was built and born to do, created to do, right? So working with the women, we're at the event, and there was something specifically spoken to me spiritually, right? And I was like, okay, I'm willing. And I think that's what my saving grace is. I am just willing, right? I just didn't know how. And I was like, okay, you want me to do this? You want me to reach this group in this amount? But how? And I was like, I'm not fighting with the how, because that's not on me. I feel like, God, if you told me to do it, then that means that it's on you to make it happen. How about it? I'm just willing. So I'm gonna keep on coming, and not even a week, I was like, I mean, ask and you receive. Seriously, I guess.
Yeah, right.
So for me, it's been a reorganizing of thought, life, and time to do a podcast. But I know the importance of it, and my skills were built along the way. So to speak of who you're supposed to be, I believe in doing life math, right? Life math. And when I sat down to do my life math, and let me speak the English for the people. Life math is when you sit down and you look at your life. Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, is a great blueprint for life math. If you've never understood life math, there you go. But for me, how I initially understood life math was doing inventory of self, doing a look back of life. Like, okay, hold up. I'm going to go back as far as I can go back, but I'm going to start here. And we're just going to reverse it and then reverse it and just go back and go back. And we're thinking through, how has life connected? Why did I make the decisions that I made? Why am I doing the work I am doing now? And is this my work? Like verifying. We verify everybody else when we get into relationships or work. We're in our processes and procedures, but we want to know all these rules and policies, right? But when it comes to ourselves, how much inventory are we taking? How much math are we doing? These are the things. These are the things. So I'm gonna throw that question over there to you. Do you engage in any type of self-inventory or giving yourself a blueprint so that you kind of can follow through life and look and say, okay, this is how I got this. This is why I'm here now.
It's beautiful to look back from where we came as far as Blast. And just me telling you where we came from and to how we've became here and the journeys that we took, the risk of starting a business during a pandemic, mind you, and the reward of it. Forgive me for being all over the place because, like, I didn't ask to be this figure for the company. That wasn't my goal, but I've become that. I've become the face of Blast. I don't have a problem with that because I made the decision that it needed it.
Yeah.
And when I decided to become that, there are perks to that. And in those perks to that, people look at you in a light that you don't even look at like that. Those that know me know I'm like, I could say I'm a humble person, but it's another person to see that and say that about me. Just like those that say I'm super and great. I appreciate those words. God knows. But I'm not the one that toots his horn like that. But anyway, what I am saying is that, well, how's that saying go about your gift will make room for itself? It's the same thing that happened because as I've implemented what I've already knew and we started expanding and more things came, I started learning more things. I didn't know anything about video editing until I started doing podcasts and I learned how to do that. Yeah. I self-taught myself Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, and I love it. And that's where a lot of these logos and everything came from, by just allowing my creativity to create those things.
Beautiful.
So those skills and talents that you have will definitely expand within you if you give them the opportunity to. And that's definitely what happened with me, for sure.
So would you say that you are who you are supposed to be right now?
There's always room for improvement, but yes, this is undoubtedly me. This is definitely me, and I love the fact that it's this much of me, meaning I'm not being fake. I'm not mustering up a person that's not me. You see the goofy side, you see the professional side. Dimples loves to call me professor because she's like, you're just so serious all the time. And it's not a matter of me being serious. That's just how I am.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So when you say something to me, if I don't catch the joke, I'll answer back seriously. And that's where the professor comes in. But, but I'm just me. So I am definitely walking in who Troy is supposed to be, but there's always room for growth and improvement, for sure.
And the last question, I'm kind of going to toss your direction because I do know you have to scoot. How long did it take you to arrive?
There hasn't been I haven't reached my destination.
Okay.
Let's just say as I've gone along in this ride to my destination, I've been able to upgrade my rental every time. So I started with a bicycle. Now I'm on a motorcycle. Now I'm in a nice car, but there's no stopping to what I have. There's a lot that I want to do, and I'm not letting age be a factor. I'm not letting health be a factor. The lack of money to be a factor. We have so much accessible to us now than we've ever had in life that anybody can pretty much learn it for free, but you have to put the work to seek it. Time.
Takes the time to take. That is your investment. That is your currency. Time. So I really do appreciate you being here. And hey, what's up? For you to be here and just to share, like, it's such a beautiful thing to me that you were brought up in that neutrality. You were not pushed in any direction to do anything. You were not restricted from doing anything that your heart desired to accomplish or seek. And then that has passed on to how you fan the flames for your daughter when she was able to say, hey, listen, this is what I love. So for that, I'm grateful for that example. And for those who are paying attention, nuggets all over the place. Thank you so much for being with me, Troy. I'm grateful. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to you to be an adult. Do our pay the bills.
Indeed. First and foremost, thank you very much for the opportunity to chop it up with you. It was fun. I enjoy it. And I do say that door is open whenever you need me again. I'll be more than glad to jump in. Awesome. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for hanging out with us. And Melikia always has amazing topics, so stick around. Our Blast Artist Spotlight is one that I played many a times. This is my man, Yamasani, and this is Circle of Life, so enjoy.
Oh, now that's real. Pops a rolling stone that flatten grass fields. My mandatory raps a passive act spill. React like Drax will, relax, I'm past chill.
This manifestation of imagination is just a creation of communication with an integration system like the Matrix filled with entertainment past its education.
Court-appointed lawyers for blacks in litigation. Corporate enormous tax cut and evasion. Saw George Floyd on the news and couldn't take it. It's hard to tightrope, walk it all, but I'm a Grayson. One day we not gonna be passive with the slaying. One day we might just put action to the saying. One day we'll stop all the blasting and the spraying and stop carrying weapons that will smith you like Jaden. To be free to you, to them is disobeying. They told you to get into heaven, you needed praying. They left out the heavens, your thoughts, and where you haven. It's not you, it's we, it's deep, it's complicated.
One day you have it, one day you have it, go away. One day you have it, one day you have it, go away, go away. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. Know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright.
Yeah, you gon' get it today. I'ma send it your way. This a clinic, don't forget every visit you pay.
It's cringeworthy to say I've been perfect, cause hey, the kids calling my name. I'm too busy to play.
This a scrimmage, shirt skins, the ending is late. Life's a scary movie with hands digging your plate to take the dividends, dollars and pennies you make. I'm transparent with you, even when you really opaque. Marcus Aurelius states, everything you hear is an opinion, not a fact. But is that really the case? Cause we all know planes leave a chemical trace. And we knew he was guilty, you see Zimmerman's face. And we all want to crash in the video chase. And we want that hottie to let us feel on her waist. And we know one day we will see God's grace transcend our body and be up in outer space.
Bright like a solar light. Know we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. Know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light, and know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That was Yamasani with Circle of Life. And that was Dr. Oh, my goodness. I know her name was like Dr. Chris, but forgive me. Anyway, also, if you are I totally messed my whole rhythm up. If you are a independent artist, spoken word poet, or spoken word poet, or a comedian that's looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the the fans of music. So if you're a fan of music, you can go to blastmusic247.com and also register under the Unlimited Fan and have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast, we're constantly changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, back to you.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a bit. So I'm over here just getting my whole rock on. That song is so smooth. And when he hit that line about the tightrope and that he's a Grayson, I was like, it not. Got you on that one because I am Batman. But anyhow, I've enjoyed the conversation so far, and be it far from me to not leave you with just a few tips for becoming yourself. I find that the world is demanding, and it would like for you to be something particular. Parents can be the same way. Sometimes they're not. You did see that example that Veep just offered us. Sometimes the parents are not on that. Sometimes they are. They very much want you to participate in this profession, go to this school, like all of these restricted movements where you're not left free to be yourself. And then for those of us who adhered, that were compliant, that acquiesced and bent to become what was being demanded, when we have our moment of the sunshine and the brain opens up and it's like my heart is open and I no longer wish to comply. Like it becomes words, formal words. I no longer wish to comply. And you begin to seek yourself. We need help with that. I think it's fair. Like I would have loved to have had someone to kind of like, hey, come here, you, let's talk about it. And because I didn't have that, it makes it so clear to me that it's a need. So I would like to be that for the people in my circle and those who get to hear me, folks I get to work with. It's beautiful helping someone to discover themselves. It's freeing. I had an amazing conversation with Jay Simone. She's going to be on the podcast a little down the road, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But such a beautiful conversation about being free, even sexually free. I'm about that life. Why not? Why not experience 100% of yourself and not through the lens or the eyes of the demander or even the well-wisher, you know what I mean? Because our parents love us. They want the best for us, and they see something and, hey, you're proficient in this. I think you have a skill or a gift. Let me push you toward that. Or they have a dream and a desire, and they care to live vicariously through us, and they push that, right? But isn't it wonderful when we grow to the point of pushing back? They push this back so I have enough space between those thoughts that are thought toward me and the thoughts that I am thinking in myself. Wouldn't you love to sit with your thoughts and get to cleaning up? Okay, great. On a note, let's get some self-reflection. So I'm going to offer you a few tips. Just a few tips. And y'all know I keep notes, so I don't squirrel. Go somewhere else. Here we go. If you take time to understand what's important to you, what your strengths are, what you're interested in, that is going to be very, very, very key. Like, am I saying it's the first step? I think getting quiet really is the first step, getting quiet, but I do know that's a challenge for some people and it will make them afraid and they will run away and not try any of it. So I'm going to give you something to do because a lot of doers listen to me, all my doers. This is for you. Spend that time getting to understand what's important to you. What do you love? What do you value? What do you trust? What are you interested in? What do you feel strong at? What do you feel weak with, right? Begin that conversation in yourself. And like I said, like 2,000 times before, I'm going to say it 2,011 times. Meditate. For those who have been reared in religion and the word meditate makes you shake because you think it's hocus pocus or some witchy stuff going on, it ain't. Grab you a scripture. You have a favorite scripture, a favorite verse. Sit down, be still, and just think on it. Just think on that scripture and let peace come to you and let spirit open up to you. And for my try everythingers, try meditating, try being still and listening to yourself. And what did I tell you before? I'm going to tell you again. When you meditate, what normally happens is a whole bunch of talking. Man, the people start, and I gotta go turn off the stove. I need to go get some water. Oh, I gotta pick up, knock it off. Give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes of not anything else but meditating. And when you're done with that, get your pen and paper out and write. And I'm doing the typing motion, but I do prefer pen and paper because there's something that happens between the mind and the hand and the heart when you are pinning your thoughts. So I encourage pinning, but I also know we are a click society. So if you need it, just go ahead and type it on a computer, do that too. That's fine. Because there's not a wrong way to do this. The wrong thing, I don't even like that word, but the misfire or the missed opportunity would be to not participate, to not take action. All right, sitting in it, in that question mark, in that longing, in that lostness, any longer is a choice. Because you just heard me, haha. So that's what you get for listening, and I'm glad you're listening, and I'm hoping you're taking action on top of that. Okay, next thought. 2. Can you embrace what's unique about yourself? Anything that's weird, anything that doesn't fit in, can you embrace your uniqueness? That's very important. It's very important. I have some quirks, y'all. Got a few weird ways of doing things. There are certain things that I require, and I'm okay with that because I know why I require it. I know why I need beautiful food. If it's looking crazy, I ain't eating it. I'm about to do something about it. We're going to rearrange it. We're going to do something, add some color to it because I need beautiful food. I desire it. I choose it, and it's not an option for me. Not an option. Okay, great. And a few other things. So that is unique about me. And I'm okay with that. But I had to get that way. I wasn't okay initially. I would just sit there and suffer. Not no more. So I encourage you to step into the not no more. Come on over here. The water's fine. So take time to recognize what is unique about you. What is the thing that rubs you the right way? What is the thing that rubs you the wrong way? How do you feel about it? And do you feel strongly enough to do something about that? Like to make a change, there's that word, to create something new? Think on that. Make a decision. Take action. Boundaries. That's the next thought. If you're taking notes, you are wise. Boundaries. It's touchy. Really, there's no way around that. That's a touchy subject, especially when you are in relationship with people. Everybody has their own everything, like mindset, behavior track, manner of speaking, manner of communication, and everybody gets to be right into themselves in that. Like, you are who you are, and at the same time, you may need something better. So consider setting those boundaries. What can a boundary look like? I'll offer you something simple. Hey, this is an area that belongs to me or that is assigned for me. I do not want you leaving your things in it. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. I need this space for me or for my things. Respect that. So that's a simple boundary that gives you kind of an example. Harder boundaries that need to be drawn when someone's disrespecting you, disrespecting your body, disrespecting your space. These are the moments when you're disrespecting your time. And that's a huge one. Disrespecting your time, because your time is your currency, right? So set your boundaries. No is a whole paragraph. No, it's a reason, it's an answer. If you need it to be an excuse, it could be that. But get comfortable with saying the word no. Melikia, how do I do that? I'm not comfortable with saying no to people. Okay, pumpkin. Get comfortable saying no to you. Get in the mirror. No. Practice it. Looking at yourself. No. Practicing how you're going to look at that person when they come with that move. No. Okay. So practice makes pretty good progress, if not perfection. So practice your no, because there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a bad person or a bad heart or selfish. None of that. It makes you wise and it makes you more peaceful. So set your boundaries. Okay. So once you've done your reflecting and you've embraced your uniqueness, and you've set your boundaries, you're going to move on to 4. What makes you feel alive? What stirs your passion, pushes your passion button? This gets me moving. This makes my blood move, whether in a beautiful, positive way, like when I'm dancing or singing, or in another direction when I'm pissed about some ignorance politically. 2025, I'm going to say it out loud. So what stirs your passion? Are you able to work in your passion? Are you able to handle it as a hobby? Find yourself an outlet for your passions. Do not make the excuse if I don't have time. I don't have money. Fooey. I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe you, because that would not be helpful. So I'm just going to tell you I don't believe you. And I'm going to say, look again. Okay. Like that's a response, but that's not a response I'm going to accept. It's really just not. You can find it. There are many, many things that you can do to create it. When it comes to money, there's no shortage of it. It is a matter of how do you bring it to you? How do you go and attach it and get it? So all doable things in pursuit of passion. And some passions, it is that you need but open your mouth. It is that you need to but ask, right? Because somebody else is passionate about it too. And they want to be passionate together with you about it. Like I forget the name of the author, but Think and Grow Rich was a really good book. It's very interesting. And there's so much to be said for taking time to think, i.e. meditate and journal. Okay, great. Fast forward. Ooh, this one's huge. This next one's huge. Self-compassion. That's your number 5. Practice. Like we said earlier, practice makes progress, if not perfection. I do understand that everything is not going to fall in your being overnight, save getting the download from the Lord. That would be awesome, right? At the same time, there's some muscles to be exercised. Get to exercising your muscle of self-compassion. What does that look like, Melikia? That means, like, for my people who talk about themselves, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. The self-deprecating humor. I'm all for a good joke, but you are not it, right? And I'm all for funny. And it's one thing if you can make this joke and it's a floating joke, it's gone. But it's a whole something else when it is your behavior, when it is your standard, when it is your habit. Deal with what's going on inside of you, because you're not showing yourself compassion. And I'm not shooting at you. I'm sending you love. All right. So self-compassion also looks like sleep, also looks like water, sun, the things that you need to earn, to create, to encounter, to touch. Practice self-compassion by giving you what you need. And it's fair to ask for what. Oh, I heard something earlier that I got to share too. I can't even recall what I heard, but I just thought it was so wonderful. Like Instagram. One of the bravest words or the strongest words that person had heard was the word help. I thought that was so profound. And it freaking is. You got to be pretty brave to say help. Oh yeah, it was on one of those little cartoony kind of videos. There was a horse and a boy and a dog, I think, or a fox. But if you see it, kudos to the person who created it, because it's really, really, really true. All right. So when you're practicing your self-compassion, think on those kinds of things. What do you need help with? Where do you need love? Where you feel like it's absent? And let me also say this: self-compassion is a two-way street, right? You're going to be showing your self-compassion, and you're going to allow other people to show you compassion too. Stop deflecting. Stop projecting. Stop pushing love away. Knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. Receive love. Yes, you meter. Yes, you be wise. You're not just accepting any kind of thing with a tag on it called love, and that's not what it is. I'm not telling you to be stupid. Don't do that. But I am saying it's nice to be loved. Try it. Definitely encouraging you there. Okay, let's keep it moving. Number 6. And let me check my time to make sure I'm on sign. I'm on sign. All right, number 6. Surround yourself with who? Who do you want around you? Think about that. What kind of people do you want around you? Do you want snakes in the grass? Do you want a-holes? Do you want leeches, vampires. No, nobody wants to sit there and pick their circle to the tune of, okay, I need this person because I just need a troll in my life right now. I need this person because I just need my heart stomped on right now. Nah, that's not the case. So be wise in your choosing for those who you want to surround you. Yes, people will come. When you are active and in motion, you are a magnet and a light. And I promise you, being a magnet and a light will draw in so many beings, so many energies. And at the same time, baby, you must use that boundary button that we talked about a minute ago and surround yourself only with the people who are supportive people who you support and who support you. And it almost sounds transactional, but think a little bit deeper. There's support in every relationship, right? You're either supporting the positive end of life, you're supporting dreams, you're supporting goals, you're supporting smiles, right? You're supporting healing, you're supporting renewing, you're supporting all the great things, sisterhood, brotherhood, societal advance, citizenship, things like this. You're supporting that, or you're supporting destruction and detriment. I can say it real simple on that side. Okay, so make sure that you yourself are supportive. So clean your own clock first, clean your house, clean your inner house, be supportive, and then accept the mirror of that support. Be supported, be loved. Okay, great. All right, last one, and I hope you guys were paying attention and getting these notes, because this podcast is a little bit tool and tip heavy, but I really believe that it's beneficial when we want to build back to ourselves. Hey, Joe, I just happened to look over to the side, and 1 second on that question, Scott. I'll look at it in just a second. Number 7, remaining honest in yourself, holding on to your values. And I am saying check your values. I am saying going back and verify that it's actually what you value. Go ahead and research that. Go ahead and get some research on, and research self and research surroundings as well. What do you honestly value? Not what you were told to value for the love of Bob. What do you really value? You know how you can check that out? It's so simple. Look at your bank account. Look at your time account. They will tell you what you value, truly, regardless of what your mouth's saying. That's going to tell you what you really value. Okay? So cheat codes all day. You make that decision to take all the actions that align with who you are at your core. That just makes for a simplified living, okay? Because you're going to have constant fight and struggle if you are full of this belief and it is not a vibration that runs with you well or smoothly. If it's interruptive, and you're still trying to press into it because you just want it, because someone gave it to you and you just want to keep it, but it don't belong to you. Don't accept stolen goods. Give it back, get your own. And you'll know they're your own because you will have identified them, received them, acted on them, habituated them, and enjoyed them. Fruit. That's what comes from it, okay? Living according to your values, it gives you stability. It gives you that sense of ownership. It gives you weight. Like weight, the WEIGHT, weight in your being. So do not play yourself short by just accepting any old thing. It's not worth it. All right, darling. So let me answer this question real quick. And I hope y'all were taking notes. If you were not, you already know what you can do. You can hit that mystical, magical replay button. If you've heard something that you know someone else could use, share it on your medias. Please do like, share, and follow this as well. This is Blast Music 247. And then also I stream out to my YouTube too. So if you want to catch the replay, you can catch it there as well. All Things Sanctuary on Facebook. If you're not a part of that, it's streamed there too. So I'm getting the information out. Help. Okay, great. What about the people striving not to be like someone or something? The striving not to be who work against your being? That is a wonderful question. That's such a big answer, and I'm dropping it down to bite size. So give me a moment to drop it down to bite size. Yes, to immediately answer your question, striving not to be something exactly works against you, Remember when I was just sharing that part about the struggle? You're trying to hold on to this and force yourself into that vibration because you desire it. You want it to become yours, but it doesn't belong to you. And I said, stop stealing, give that back and get your own. It's literally, it applies to that question. Because when you are expending energy, regardless of your not, subconscious don't even acknowledge nots. It's just the is. Because that is how we are. We are in the is state. We are in the be, right? So we cannot create in the not be. It doesn't exist. So if you are using your creation power, your spoken word, your thoughts, your intentions, your mental construct to fight against becoming something, the against is automatically deleted. Boop, delete. And you're becoming that thing because your focus and your actions and your energy and your life value, you have attached to that thing and you are truly digging in. My suggestion, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. It don't belong to you. Stop stealing and create your own, again, with your own values. I can say, in the opposite, when you're striving to be like someone, so let's read that again. If you're striving to be like someone, that's also a cautionary tale. You are you. There are great examples. There are awesome mentors. There are incredible coaches, me too. And there are stories and tales, right? We have a fabric. We have a framework of certain things. You want to be a doctor? Well, I look up to this person. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do this, learn all this, and then take my test and I'm a doctor. Okay, great. Yep. And it does work in that fashion, but I am not going to, I'm going to use Doctor Who just because it's silly. I'm not going to strive to be Doctor Who because my name is Melikia, right? I'll be Dr. Courtney, right? I'll be me. I'll be the best version of Melikia. So that's just to address the opposite side of the question that you asked, Scott. I appreciate the question. And please don't waste time getting caught up in striving not to be anything. Your energy and your focus is better used in constructing what you care to be. Okay? Way more sense, way more effective. And then I believe in measurable results. So create some actions that bear measurable results. Make sure you're paying attention as you go along and writing things down, because just like I have done, I'm on a podcast and I'm sharing with you what I have learned, roads that I have journeyed through, and holes that I've fallen down, and ladders that I've built to climb out. So in the same manner, maybe you will too be able to help someone live, grow, heal, become what they choose to become. I think we have concluded our conversation. I am going to share just a couple of more things with you guys because I am Melikia K. Courtney. I don't even know if I said that at the beginning, but that's who I am. It's all over the place. Y'all know that by now. I am Melikia K. Courtney, the founder of Sanctuary Experience, and I do great work. So you definitely want to work with me as an Intuit coach. You definitely want to work with me if you're someone who's in the waters of deciding and need discovery and strategy. Your girl, here I am, public speaker, more than 20 years in domestic violence awareness and solutions. So I am in these waters and I am making every effort to make a difference and an impact in how we live. I'm loving people back to life left and right. So if you know you need this love, come get it. Come get it. And I'm going to share this with you because I know where the buttons are. My adult is on his other show right now, but he showed me this magic. So September 20th through 22nd. Yep, that's right. 22, 20, 21, 22. For 3 days, ladies, for 3 days, we are nabbing off the women folk off in Florida for an intense experience where we focus on renewal, healing, having fun, and sisterhood. It is not your mama's retreat. So please don't think you're coming to a retreat. You are coming to experience sanctuary. We get work done and we have fun too. So don't get afraid, and we eat real good. So I'm going to share just a quick 1 minute reflection from someone who attended our most recent. And then there's a little bit more I'm going to show you. So give me this moment. Here it comes.
Hi, I'm Linda. This is my first sanctuary that I came to, and I was so excited to come because I was looking for some answers. I was looking for a connection inside of myself. I was looking for things that I hadn't discovered yet about me. And this sanctuary experience has started me more on that road to discovering who I am and to thinking about, what does Linda need? What's inside of me? And what do I want to do as I move forward? So I've started a process. It's been wonderful. And I'm so glad that I came. And there's more to do. So I'm excited to move forward and just see where God is going to take me in this journey. But it started right here at Sanctuary. So you come too.
Which is absolutely awesome. And I chose Miss Linda because she's grown, y'all. She grown. And it's something it kills all the excuses, period. Regardless of your age, you need what you need. If you know you're stressed out, you know you're approaching burnout, you know you have people dependent on you to show up, but you need help. You need love. You need the waters of peace and sisterhood. I will meet you in Florida, September 20th through 22nd. RSVP ASAP. You can go to thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary and go ahead and get that deposit in because we fill up quick and we keep it small so we can tend to everyone really well. Okay, great. So we'll handle that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you, I haven't showed you guys my services and packages. And I think this is episode 13. So oops, but I'm going to do that now. Cool. And I think you can actually hear me. So if that's the case, yay, this is a pricing package. You can see that I offer online and virtual services, private services, and in-person services. So you are welcome to take part in all of the above. You can text Coach Me to 321-443-2495. Again, Coach Me. Text it to 321-443-2495. And I look forward to serving you. I'm hopeful that you got a screenshot. And if you didn't, I will play that again as we go on with shows. It's been a pleasure being here with you. Definitely contact me, even for feedback, because I'm a fan of feedback. And I do know that like when the show ends, for some reason, YouTube doesn't keep the comments. It's like I can't go back after the show and read the wonderful comments. So I do encourage you to please reach out to me. I'd love to hear what you think. Catch the replay, drop some comments in there, and we can communicate in that fashion as well. Allow me to love you back to life if you need that. I am Melikia K, Courtney, and I have enjoyed tonight. I hope you did too. Bye.